Check out carmarshal.com. The link is in the description. They help support us.
Disturbing new video shows real-life slave trade, humans being bought and sold in the open. Footage from hidden cameras shows young refugees being auctioned off for as little as $400, after they were kidnapped from Libya and Niger. By John Vibes, November 20, 2017. Refugees are being kidnapped from Libya and Niger, and sold in auctions for as little as $400, according to an investigative report that documented the abuse in war-torn Libya through hidden cameras that showed young men being lined up to be inspected for buyers, with auctioneers referring to them as merchandise and big strong boys for farm work. It is highly likely that there are even more barbaric auctions held for females, and there have been widespread reports of this happening, but so far no footage has been collected of these crimes. While this is the first footage of this nature that the public has seen, there have been reports of slave auctions in Libya for at least the past year. The situation is dire. The more IOM engages inside Libya, the more we learn that it is a vale of tears for many migrants. Some reports are truly horrifying, and the latest reports of slave markets for migrants can be added to a long list of outrages, Mohammed Abdikar, IOM's Director of Operation and Emergencies, said in a report last year. Advertisement. Despite the frequent reports of forced labor, sex trafficking and torture inside Libyan refugee camps, there has been little to no response from local authorities, but now that the news has gone international, the region's puppet politicians are promising change. Ains Al-Azabi, Libya's anti-illegal immigration agency, told CNN that a full-scale investigation will be launched as a result of their report. However, the agency provided no solutions to the problem aside from taking refugees right back to the violence that they are fleeing in the first place. A high-level committee has been convened encompassing representatives from all the security apparatus to oversee this investigation. Priorities of the investigation are not only to convict those responsible for these inhumane acts, but also to identify the location of those who have been sold in order to bring them to safety and return them to their countries of origin, Al-Azabi said. More than 8,800 stranded refugees have been returned home this year, according to the International Organization for Migration. The mainstream media has framed this as a migrant crisis. However, it is important to point out that these people are obviously refugees from war-torn countries that have suffered military destabilization and occupation by US and NATO forces. Read more. Breaking: Russia releases photos claiming to show US Spec Ops equipment in ISIS positions in Syria. The US invasion of Libya has been highly publicized, and it is well known that the country is in worse shape than it was before, with the war creating social conditions that allow crimes against humanity to run rampant. Large numbers of these refugees are also coming from Niger, where the US military has been waging secret operations that were exposed last month when members of the US Special Forces were killed during their occupation of the country. According to the International Organization for Migration, there are roughly 700,000 to 1 million migrants in Libya, and it is estimated that more than 2,000 have died at sea in the past year alone. Refugees, as TFTP has reported in the past, become easy targets for human traffickers as they have no money and nowhere to go. The children are often kidnapped and sold into child trafficking rings, and the adults are sold into slavery as indentured servants to the elite. The United Kingdom has become a hotspot for such trafficking. There are an estimated 13,000 victims of forced labor, sexual exploitation, and domestic servitude in Britain, according to government data, and the police have no idea how to handle it. Luckily, however, this horrifying practice is now getting the attention of the mainstream media as enough people are demanding it. News of the slave auctions sparked protests outside of the Libyan embassy in Paris, where many refugees have fled to escape this type of violence. French police used riot gear and tear gas to suppress over 1,000 protesters. The French government is not innocent in the conquest of Libya either. They were one of the first countries to push NATO into the war, and it was the first country to use their aircraft in strikes against the country.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Charlotte County COPWATCH with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave let's say actually yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where at least I can do it. 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is if I got some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. 47,000 of you so far right now. $1 a day. $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head, help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.